coming out, age gap relationships, addicted to drugs, being attracted to older men. We are about to dive into my entire story in one video. If you guys have been following this channel for a while, you know I have an 8-part series where I talk about everything in my life story. And I decided, since we have over 6,000 or 7,000 new subscribers, that I'm gonna make one video and I'm gonna put all of it together so that somebody new may come across this and be able to see this video, and hopefully it will help them. If you guys want, you can follow my social media down below in the description. I have all the stuff on there. If you want to become a member of the channel, we go live every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and all my social media will be down below. Make sure you hit the like and the follow button. I really appreciate it. Now, telling this story is not the easiest thing for me. It does bring up a lot of my past and what I've been through. So trying to put it all into one video without going into detail. If you want more detail, you can always check out my 8-part series. It's in my playlist. All right, so we're just gonna jump right into this thing, guys. Okay. Well, my name is Nick. I was born in Southwest Florida. All right, the earliest thing I can remember was my parents getting a divorce, and I lived with my mom full-time and then my dad on the weekends, and then that switched to living with my dad full-time and then my mom on the weekends. Now, I grew up in two different worlds. My dad was a cop. He's very Southern Baptist, religious. He was in special forces in the military. So very structured, very organized, religious, go to church on Sundays. Then my mom, she was more of a partier. She was younger when she had me. Great mom, always there, always worked hard, but she went with a guy that was not maybe the best influence, okay? He went to prison for drug smuggling, and, you know, they didn't live the healthiest lifestyle, and I just want to put it like that. So growing up, I went back and forth, and I was able to blend in with different crowds. I could blend in with the people down in the swamp doing crazy redneck things, and then I could blend in with the church people. And I say this because as my story progresses, knowing that when I figured out I was gay, I was able to pretend and be somebody that I was not, and it ultimately led to my demise. But it also led to me being free, because I'm here now sharing this with you guys. So that's kind of like my background growing up. I always played sports in school. All right, from when I could remember, I was doing karate, taekwondo, kickboxing, mixed martial arts, basketball, football in high school, and basketball, swimming. I did all of that. So as I make my way through school, I always knew there was something different about me. I could never put my finger really on it until about high school. And I always wondered, like, why these people would go through these relationships, right? And they would be destroyed. Like, they would just be like, oh my God, I love her so much. You know, my life is over. They'd be crying. It'd be a whole thing. And like, I dated women, multiple women, had sex with different women, and never had that serious connection. I'm not really sure how else to explain it, except there was no, like, it seemed more like it was a chore. So around, I'd say 12 or 13, I probably started having feelings or thoughts of like older guys, right? And I always just pushed that aside because I thought, like, maybe this is just weird, or it's a phase. And those feelings started to grow stronger. During high school, the feelings got stronger and stronger. I started doing a little more research on the internet. People said it was a phase. People said you can pray it away. And I would always listen to my dad and my stepmom when there would be like a gay scene on TV, or a gay couple, or someone at the gym or a restaurant, and I was with them, and I would see how they would look at those people and what they would say. And, you know, their reaction to it wasn't very good. And so that scared me not being able to come out, and then hearing the church's reaction to gay people. And so it was my deepest fear. Coming out was my deepest fear. Telling somebody, telling anybody. I didn't want anybody to ever know. And so when I was 17, I was introduced to painkillers. Okay, I always smoked weed and drank on the weekends in high school, and not every day or not all the time, but it became a thing I did on the weekends with my friends or whatever, like at a party. Well, my friend broke his leg on the football team. He got prescribed Vicodin or hydrocodone. I ended up taking them at school one day, and I felt like it was the secret answer to life. All that fear, all that anxiety, everything just melted away, and I felt like I finally belonged. And I was like, wow, this is what normal people feel like. That's what I thought in my head. This is what people feel like every day. Not feeling like I had to hide or be, act a certain way. I could just be myself. And I felt free. And that's so crazy to think about. That's what I was thinking when that's what I was thinking when I took those. So as time went on, I always knew about that feeling. I ended up taking them every day for a couple weeks, and then I stopped, and I continued on. I went to college, and I basically never really went to school. The only class I went to was English because I thought the teacher was handsome, and I passed with a C. Besides that, I just smoked weed, and I was the lifeguard, and I just partied and got high and played Mario Kart and sold weed and stuff. It was ridiculous. Okay, so move back to where I'm at, my hometown, not knowing what I'm doing with life. I start working at a restaurant. I become addicted to drugs. All right. And at this point, I'm 18, 19, and I go from taking pills to snorting pills to shooting pills. And that whole thing escalated to me ending up shooting heroin. I went to my first treatment center. I would talk to a counselor. They would ask me, what is going on? I would use the excuse my parents got a divorce, and I didn't know, I knew what was causing so much turmoil and hatred and me wanting to use drugs in my life. And it was the fact I was hiding and in the closet and gay, but there was no way I could tell them. I just felt like if I told them, my life was over. So we keep fast forwarding. I'm going in and out of treatment centers. At some point, I don't have insurance through my dad anymore, and there's just nothing left for my parents or people to do because they just don't know what's wrong with me. At that point in my life, I would have rather died and OD'd than come out, and that's just the honest truth. I was so scared of being judged and looked at differently that I would have rather died. And if you're in this position right now, and I was looking for people that were struggling with this because I felt I had nobody, I felt lost, I felt hopeless, I felt like there was no future for me. There is a future for you. You can do it. Reach out. There's tons of people that can help you, and you can email me down below and I will give you resources and I will do whatever I can to help you, because living that lie is not worth it. You are better than that and you deserve better. Okay, back to the story. All right, so I went in and out of treatment centers, right? And then finally, I went to my final treatment center. It was a year long. And I started a moving business and I was doing really well. And I was dating this girl. And I thought if I could just act my way straight, maybe it'll change. And then I met a guy and we started talking. And I knew that I could not live this lie anymore. And I started dating him, and then I broke up with the girl that wanted to get married, and that was horrible because I felt so bad. But we start dating, me and this guy. He's older. He's probably 50. No, he's probably 60 at this time. We're together 3.5 years. I end up relapsing because I'm living this lie. I'm having to lie and manipulate and tell people, why am I going up north, or why am I going here, or he is my sponsor, or he's my landlord. And I finally ended up relapsing, okay? After 3.5 years sober, to come out. I ended up telling one of my best friends that was a girl. She wanted to hook up with me. I took a pill. I told her, once I got that euphoria and that good feeling, I said, listen, I can't date you. We can't be together because I'm gay. And once I said that, this like relief came out, and she was like, Nick, oh my gosh, it all makes sense now. I'm so sorry, you know. And she really helped me tell other people. Then I told my business partner, and then I told some friends, and then I told my mom, and then I told my dad. And as I was telling people, I would take these pills, and then I would tell them once I got that high, because however they were going to react, I knew that no matter how they reacted, if I was high, I would feel invincible. And so I ended up telling everybody. After I would take a pill, tell them, take a pill, tell them. Then what happened is, taking these opiates and heroin and stuff like that every day, you become dependent on it and you physically need it. And so I ended up having to go through detox again. And, after I told them that, what was really difficult for me, on top of telling them that I'm gay, is that I'm also attracted to older men, and not feeling like being judged for that, okay? Because that's just physically how I'm wired and who I'm attracted to. And people may think, oh my God, he's a gold digger. He's just after their money. He's just, whatever. I tried to explain it to him like, listen, you may be attracted to women with big butts, brown eyes, or brown hair. It's just like your go-to thing or whatever. And so that's just how I'm wired, but it happens to be older, masculine, mature men. I don't know why. I can't help it. It's just how it is. So that was a big thing for me, coming out, as well as telling people I'm attracted to older men. So once I go through the detox and I'm out to everybody, then I have to start experiencing life like coming at me with this new way of living, like with a partner, out in the open, going to family functions. And so once I thought I wasn't an addict, because I was like, maybe I've just been suppressing my feelings and who I am for so long that really I'm not an addict. So then I ended up smoking weed, and that led me back to using drugs. And then I thought, well, maybe if I take prescriptions as prescribed by the doctor, then I won't have any issues. So I joined the Fire Academy, and I took Adderall prescribed by the doctor, and then that led me back out. So it really, really was a tough journey between the recovery, the coming out, just everything. And so finally, right, I was able to live free. I was able to be who I am. I was able to be myself. And I do know that I am an addict, and I am not able to take any substance because it leads me back out. I do like guys. When I kiss a guy, right, with my partner, let's just say right now, versus when I was with the woman, I feel electricity. I feel the emotional connection. I went through my first breakup, my first relationship with a guy, and I understood what these kids were going through back in high school now when they went through that breakup. And maybe it was more intense for me because it was 6.5 years together, and we were, that's a long time compared to somebody in high school. And of course we're adults and there's other stuff that goes into it, but I understood what they were going through. That electricity, that connection, that fire, that wanting more. It didn't feel like it was just I had to do it to pretend to be this straight person. And you know, life is good. I am in recovery. If you're seeing this video for the first time, there is hope out there. You can do this. If you feel like you don't fit into the normal gay culture, whatever that would be, it could be anything, right? Because anybody, there's tons of different people in our community. But what I thought, because I didn't know, was if I come out gay, this is who I'm going to be, this specific person. You can be yourself. Okay, yes, I love going out on the boats. I love diving. I like free diving. I like lobstering. I like four-wheeling. I like swamp buggies. I like shooting guns. I like whatever so-called masculine stuff, right? Just because I come out does not put me into going to gay clubs and going to drag shows and going dancing. And yes, I do enjoy that at sometimes with going out with a group of friends and stuff, but I'm still me. You can still be you. There's other people out there that like doing the same things I do. And so I just want to give hope to people out there that may be struggling with coming out or struggling with telling people who they are. You can do it. Your true friends and family will accept you. If they don't accept you, like my parents, it's taking time, but they're getting better and they're starting to understand. I think the age gap has a lot to do with it, but life is so much better. If you guys haven't seen my interview with my dad, you can check that video out below in my other videos where we do an interview and talk about the whole thing. And if you want to check out my 8-part series where I go into detail about everything, definitely check that out. And so I just wanted to give hope. I wanted to put this out there because we have a lot of new subscribers and a lot of people, and I love you all so much. I can't thank you enough. I hope I got everything. I just tried to make it really short and simple. We're at 17 minutes. Hit the follow, the subscribe, the like button, the dislike, whatever. I love you. Don't give up on yourself, and life is worth living. All right? Have a good one. Peace.